Hello everyone, my name is Tuyết from Hanoi Free Private Tour Guide. Today I talk about the Hoa Lo Prison. Hoa Lo Prison was built by French in 1896. Unlike the general mission of modern prison, which is to capture dangerous individual, detain criminal, protect peaceful citizen, or maintain social stability and safety. Hoa Lo Prison serve a different purpose. It was primarily a tool of colonial rule and used by the French to suppress and control the Vietnamese people. And before I talk about the Vietnamese political status in Vietnam, I talk about their domestic background. Before the French invaded Vietnam, the country was already in a weak position. The Nguyen dynasty was the last loyal dynasty of Vietnam. Before coming to power, the Nguyen had to be defeated by Tây Sơn force led by Quang Trung. In the south, he overthrew the Nguyen Lot, and in the north, he defeated the Trịnh Lót and Lê Kính. And after Quang Trung died, Tây Sơn regime became weaker. In addition, the Nguyen dynasty made serious policy mistakes. They pursued an isolationist policy and closing the borders and refused to trade with Western countries. The French invaded Vietnam in 1858, landing at Sơn Trà Peninsula in Da Nang City. After 2 weeks, they captured the city, but soon realized they couldn't advance further beyond Da Nang. Their main reason for attack Da Nang was its proximity to Huế, the imperial city of the Nguyen dynasty, and which they aim to control in order to dominate the country. And Da Nang also had deep water port, making it convenient for the French warships to anchor. However, unable to push beyond Da Nang, the French shift their focus south and attacked Saigon in 1859. They quickly captured the city, and by the 1973, the French attempted to sign Hanoi for the first time but failed. 10 years later, 1882, they returned and succeeded, defeating the Nguyen forces in Hanoi. And from the 1883, the French officially colonized all whole of the Vietnam, and French signed Vietnam in the late 19th century. Was contracted they were contracted to control and suppress the patriotic movement, imprison and anti-colonial fighters, and served as a central position for the both central and northern of Vietnam. And according to the design, the prison include a guardhouse, an infirmary, a charity hospital, 2 detention building for suspect, a workshop, and 5 prison blocks for convicted inmates, and for cell for death row prisoner and other dangerous criminals. The prison was surrounded by the solid stone wall and the 4 meters high and 0.4 thick top with broken glasses, high voltage electric wire to prevent escape. And from the late 19th century to 1954, prisoner built as a central prison to hold patriotic fighter, political president, and anti-colonial activities from the 1954 to early 1970. After French defeat, the prisoner was taken over by the Vietnamese government and used mainly for common criminals during the Vietnam War. It is also held capture American pilot and Vietnamese political had to cheated in Hoa Lo prison, and prisoner in Hoa Lo had to do many types of forced labor, and common tasks include working for outside buildings, such as repairing roads, cleaning the waste tank inside the prison. They had need to do work for the full strength because their work output was directly linked to their meals. Those who failed to finish their tasks would not receive the food. Prisoners were also subject to punishment set by the prison, such as being locked in the dark cell, chained with double shackle, or confined after dinner, shackle at night, or forced into heavy labor. Each year, prisoners only receive two set of clothes and one blanket for the winter. And Hoa Lo prison also has one of two guillotine bring by the French colonials to Hanoi in the late 19th century. The guillotine invented by the French doctor was considered a human killing tool to replace medieval execution methods such as dismemberment or being turned atop by horse. Yeah, that's some information I give you about the Hoa Lo prison. I hope it's helpful for you. Thank you for listening and goodbye.